Alright, so what's up guys? So we're out here on another run, out here doing this craziness for all you guys to simply sit back, watch, and enjoy, right? Do our thing with you and not get hit by a car. So, without further ado, as we embark on another running journey, as we try to escape into the loveliness that is the shade. It's something that we are craving right now, especially because it's so hot out here. Unbelievably hot that, we need to cool down a bit, right? Because the heat can be a little too much at times, right? Because we want our workout to be primarily focused, on running as much as we can, but not necessarily running and dealing with heat. So, now for you gotta figure out when you go into the gym what your goals are, right? And one common misconception that many people really, fall prey to is thinking that fitness is all about strength. And while that may be quite a big component of it, right? Because we all want to get stronger, right? And lift as much weight as humanly possible, but in reality it's not all about strength. And you may be wondering why, but don't worry, because we're gonna give you 4 reasons why it's not all about strength. There's other components at play. So without further ado, we're gonna go into reason number 1 as far as why you may be wondering it's not all about strength. And tip number 1 is that you have to consider the impact of volume, right? Adding more reps, because far too many of us think that you have to be super strong and lift this high and heavy amount of weight, right? You can be considered successful, but if you can maximize the number of reps that you could do, it's such a big thing, right? For many, say you're lifting 225 pounds, if you're only able to do that 3 or 4 times, right, how much of a workout can you really get? But if you're able to lift 150 for 20, 30, even 40 times, that workout is going to be crazy. Comparison, it's not only going to build you stronger muscles, of course, right, to be able to lift that weight up so many times, but you're going to build up an endurance. You're going to work on your cardio as well, right? So it's not so much about being able to push such high weights, right? Although it may look quite rather impressive right in front of other people when you're lifting such a high weight. When you go down, you can almost feel embarrassed, ashamed, right? Like people are judging you, right? Especially as you start to see yourself make progress in the gym, you start to look bigger. So people are going to expect you to be lifting heavier weights. And if you're not, it might come as a surprise, but it's all good because you know what works and what doesn't work, right? Because in the end, it all comes down to you, right? You're only working out for yourself, not necessarily to please other people or satisfy them, right? It'd almost be foolish to say and do. But so many of us ego lift, right? We try to impress other people that are there, right? And to be honest, most of those people don't even care about us, right? They're too preoccupied with what they're doing, right? There's so much to worry about in the gym. So you're really focusing on strength, you're fighting the losing battle, the end, right? And that's reason number 2, right? You gotta be able to win in the gym, right? Because when you're going for strength, you're trying to max out the most reps, you're fighting a losing battle because you're setting yourself up for catastrophe, right? For injury, to happen. Because when you try to lift such heavy, crazy, gargantuan amount of weights, you're only gonna have to sacrifice your form, and your form is gonna take a hit. And when that happens, especially at a higher weight with so much more pressure being applied, you are going to have a higher and higher risk of injury, right? So it's almost foolish to keep doing that, right? Because at a lower weight, you can control it better, right? You can be more on top of yourself and do the reps that actually count, that actually matter. Because to tell you the truth, if you're trying to get super strong and pushing such heavy weight, odds are you're not going to be hitting the right parts of the muscle that you intend, right? You'll be almost overcompensating, right? There's a good chance for that to happen, right? Because let's say you're trying to do this crazy heavy deadlift, right? You see guys on YouTube doing 4 plates, 5 plates, 6 plates, whatever it is, right? Crazy amount of weights. People may be cheering for them, clapping for them, right? Because they look strong. But if you do that and you're not prepared to do so, other parts of your body are going to compensate, right? It's not just your upper back and your shoulders, right? Your lower back is going to come into play, which can lead to injury. And other parts, your biceps, everything, right? When in reality, you're only supposed to focus on 1 or 2 groups, right? That's what the exercise is intended to do. So when you're throwing it all out of whack and out of place, it'd be like doing a bicep curl and hyperextending your arm. So you're working out your shoulders and your back as well when you're not supposed to, right? It's only supposed to really be your biceps. So really consider that, right? Really think of the impact that focusing on strength can cause you negatively, and not focusing on it, focusing on the other aspects regardless of strength are going to help you. So tip number 3, as to why it's not all about strength, is you have direct examples, of people running long distances or running very fast sprints, right? Those people build up to those levels not by running once at the most top of their game, right? Their maximum strength of their legs, and they got there. No, it took long hours of training, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, right? At a higher and higher intensity, right? That's what it's all about. Building that tolerance, not having to feel the need to prove yourself, right? To prove your strength in one particular run. Right? You're just repeating the same thing over and over again, like a free throw. Think about it. If you turn everything into being as easy as shooting a free throw, you're gonna be in a good place. Because think about it. What's the training that some of the best free throw shooters do? And then it's nothing crazy, nothing complex. They simply just shoot millions of them over and over again with the same technique, same form, same mental visualization, everything. So by the time when the game comes, they're able to simply replicate that and win, right? As we lost, but very good. So for us, we want to consider tip number 4 as far as not focusing on strength in particular, right? Because oftentimes when we think about strength, it may not lead to the most aesthetic appearance, right? So many of the best bodies were built on endurance-based workouts, not strength-based workouts, right? Because the strength is good, it may help you in the game, right? When you are pushing at your maximum capacity. But to build a body that looks great, one that tolerates a lot of different forces at once, it's gonna take those endurance-based workouts, right? Those long 1 hour, 2 hour workouts, right, of maximum torture, right? As opposed to one short sprint where you are simply just doing it once, trying to do it as hard as you possibly can and getting there. So as we are trying to finally cross the street and see, we will continue talking. But you know, after you are able to do that, right, you're able to ignore the strength, you will be well on your way to getting there, right, achieving those goals that you've always dreamed of and aspired to attain. So as always, say thank you very much for watching, and